Alright guys, so following the other video from picking up the Diamond C trailer, I'm just going to kind of merge these two videos together. The initial video, which you would have just watched, that's actually probably been close to a month ago now, where we went down and picked up the Diamond C. And then in that video, I wasn't able to do an on-site. There was just too much going on. It's the first trailer I've really ever, it is the first trailer that I've ever picked up brand new before. So just paying attention to the process and everything, and all the paperwork and warranty and signatures and payment and all that stuff, we just opted not to film it. So, but I said if I wasn't able to film that, I would probably do a follow-up video later on about what I think of the trailer after some use, after we've pulled it with a couple of different trucks. Actually, I've pulled it with, I don't know if you can kind of see, like in the background back here, I've got a Ram 1500, and then the main truck that I'll be using to pull the skid steer here for my forestry mulching business, land clearing business. I don't remember if I actually mentioned that in the initial Diamond C pickup video, but that's the whole purpose of this. Is I'm starting a LLC, land clearing, forestry mulching, lot clearing, that sort of thing. So we actually just picked up the equipment this last week, and I'll probably do a separate video on that, just because we'll be getting into two different things here. So right now, though, I've had some time to use the Diamond C. I hauled all the equipment home using it. I've also pulled it behind the truck that I was driving in the video, or in the little segment of this same video, I guess, that you would have just watched. But that's a 2019 F250. It is a Power Stroke, single rear wheel. And so I'm going to kind of flip the camera around here and just show you guys. So basically, this is what we're looking at right here. So Diamond C LPX 208 series. This is an 18K GVWR trailer, Demco hitch on the front, ball hitch, and obviously you can see we've got the spare tire right here. We can kind of go in here. This is the Pace Setter edition, and this unit here is 20 feet long. We've got 80 inches in between the wheel wells, and the neat thing about this one, some of them don't come with it. This one actually has fork slots, which on the initial discussion with the rep, I actually didn't realize that the fork slots came with it, but to my surprise, they did. So it did. So that's really nice there. And basically, it's just an overall really nice trailer. Everything that you would expect if you've done any research at all on Diamond C. Everything that you're probably hearing in terms of positivity has turned out to be true. We've got the flip-up ramps on this. We did not go with the max ramps. Mostly, that was a budget thing for me. However, these flip-up ramps are spring-loaded, so it's actually significantly easy to pick those up and lower them down. I don't want to do that in the video here, just because the spot that I'm keeping my trailer here is pretty low ground. And we just recently, in the last 7 days, have had 7 inches of rain. So as you can see, she's a little spongy. So I may actually have a little trouble getting this trailer out of this spot. However, let's go back to my face. But basically, the first loaded trip that we made with this trailer was about a week ago today. So the piece of equipment that we picked up it's a brand new 2024, and it is a Kubota SVL 97-2. And then I actually picked up a Vail forestry mulcher, be a 60-inch forestry mulcher. 60-inch drum, and I believe it's 72 inches overall width. Don't quote me on that. And then we picked up the Vail Goliath grapple, along with a bucket and some pallet forks, but I'll do a separate video on the equipment. But anyway, the whole point of this video is, sorry, we got a semi truck in the background here, is to just kind of do a review on how the first haul went with it. So the operating weight of the Kubota SVL 97-2 is 11,300 pounds. The Vail Forestry Mulcher adds another 3,000 pounds. So that puts us at about, I believe the math there is what, 14,300 pounds. This trailer here, again, has a GVWR of 18,000 pounds, but the trailer itself weighs 4,120 pounds. So if you can do the math there, we're actually hauling that machine with the forestry mulcher. We're right at capacity of this trailer. Now, of course, there are differences. If you have done any homework at all, there are differences between what a trailer can legally haul and what a trailer probably can mechanically haul, right? So now, I'm not the one to make that decision for you. Obviously, you should do everything. You should keep everything legal. Getting in trouble with the DOT is, it has not happened to me, but to my understanding, it is not something that you really want to mess around with if you can help it. You know, if you are driving around with a rig that requires a CDL, or you're driving around with a rig that's, you know, over the total GVWR of your trailer truck combination, oftentimes they don't mess around with that. So you know, I've seen it where in other videos where the DOT or the trooper will literally make the guy park his truck and go. Basically, there was a video I watched where the guy needed a CDL, didn't have a CDL. They made him park his truck. He had to call somebody, a friend of his that had a CDL, and to come pick up his truck. So just irrelevant to this video really, but just kind of an example of you not to mess around with, you know, weight requirements and CDL requirements and stuff when hauling heavy equipment. They don't seem to take it lightly. You know, if you're going to be hauling local countryside, you know, back country roads sort of thing, you'll probably be okay. But if you're doing hauling out on the highways and whatnot, that's not something to mess around with. So but basically, getting back to the trailer, it hauled it beautifully. And again, we have a single rear wheel F250, 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It is a crew cab. We do have an upgraded suspension on that truck. So there's a 4th leaf spring added to the suspension on that truck versus like a stock F250 typically comes with 3 leaf springs. We have 4. So much to my surprise, I was a little worried about that just because we're between the unit and the trailer. We're hauling a little over 18,000 pounds behind that truck, but it did a really nice job. The trailer did a really nice job. I will say that with the size of the unit that we have, and again, you'll see that in a later video here, that when I say unit, I mean the Kubota, the track loader and the forestry mulcher. At 20 feet long here, like, I wouldn't want to go any smaller, that's for sure. By the time you distribute the load on the trailer where it needs to be here between the wheel wells for the weight of the machine, and I also have a WaySafe hitch on the truck that I'm able to actually measure tongue weight, so we can know for sure that we've got it between 10 and 15%. So the position of that skid loader on this trailer, I would not want any less than 20 feet. So just something to note, but the trailer did a really, really nice job. Sorry, my chicken's in the background. So I would say that one thing that I would really like to have, and again, you know, I didn't expect to have to buy a brand new trailer. So basically I was spending more money right out the gate than I had anticipated spending, so I wasn't too concerned with getting a lot of upgraded options. Trying to keep the cost low up front was the plan. But one thing that would be really nice to have here, as you can see, we've got a manual jack, just a crank jack. Diamond C offers an electric jack. We just press a button and it just will raise it off your ball, set it down on the ball. That would be, there's many, most manufacturers offer that option, but that would be something that would be really nice to have. But this is the only trailer I've got, and the track loader is really the only piece of equipment that I'm going to haul. So it's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm going to be constantly pulling a trailer, coming home, dropping one, picking up another one, and constantly hooking and unhooking. So it's a fairly decent cost upgrade. Maybe something that I would look at on my next trailer, but not entirely a necessity. But it would be nice to have just now, kind of in hindsight. One thing that's really awesome, I'll show you about this trailer, is the storage capacity built right into the tongue up here. So as you can see, I've got all my binders, got my WaySafe hitch, multiple ratchet straps. I've got 2 buckets of chains. I've got 4 16-foot transportation chains in there. We've got 4 or 5 ratchet binders, and there's still plenty of space for more stuff. Not to mention, because of the thickness of the diamond plate here, you can load this. So if you actually come all the way up to the nose of the diamond plate, and then you measure all the way back to essentially where those ramps start back there, you're getting closer to 22, 23 feet on what is rated as a 20-foot trailer. But the capacity of this compartment is just unreal. Like I actually could climb inside this compartment and shut the door, just to kind of give you an idea of how big it is. But so again, just a really nice, just a really well-built trailer. We loaded a 14,000-pound skid steer on it, no problems whatsoever. Once you get pulling down the highway, you forget that the trailer is even behind the truck, and that's loaded with 14,000 pounds. Granted, trailers typically pull smoother when they're loaded. I will say that one thing I've noticed with this, when I'm hauling it empty, it does tug a little bit, and most heavy empty trailers would probably do that when you're driving down. We're in Wisconsin here, so Wisconsin roads are fairly rough depending on where you're at, but it does get bumpy. It does get it tugs on the truck a little bit. It's a little bit annoying when it's empty. You get on a nice smooth highway and you get up to highway speeds, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, you don't really notice that. But when you're going through town 20, 25, 30, 40 miles an hour, I would say anything like sub 50, if it's not like a brand new smooth road, you notice it. And that's probably any trailer, again, this is a heavy trailer, empty, 4,000 pounds, stiff suspension on it. The only other trailers that I really have any experience with are actually, well, if you kind of see this one in the background right here that I recently refurbished. It's a 16 by 7 tandem axle. That's just a 7K trailer. It might weigh 1,500 pounds dry. So not really a fair comparison. And the only other one I've got is actually the little aluminum trailer right there. It's a 5x8 aluminum trailer. So this is really my first experience hauling like a heavy duty equipment hauler. So just trying to give kind of an honest and fair review. There are a fair amount of Diamond C videos out there. However, a lot of those videos come from Diamond C themselves. So I just thought it would be a good idea to go over my trailer, put a video out there for you guys if any of you are looking for an equipment trailer. I looked at a lot. Obviously Diamond C was one that kept popping up over and over again, naturally, because that's what we settled on. However, we looked at Big Tex, PJ, which I believe are one and the same now. We looked at Mid-Soda, we looked at SureTrack. Who else did we look at? there's 2 or 3 other manufacturers. Iron Bull. We looked at Iron Bull, and you know, they all make a really nice trailer. Some of them, they're a little bit less expensive than others, but the Diamond C was comparatively priced with like PJ, Big Tex, Minnesota. However, guys were just saying that the Diamond C just would they kind of set themselves apart in the industry over the other manufacturers. And I have most of these manufacturers local to me, so wasn't really worried about support or anything like that. Minnesota, the Diamond, Big Tex, SureTrack, I've got all of those dealers within probably 20 minutes of my house. So so we could have went with any one of them. We chose this one, and so far we've been really happy with it. One thing that is really, really nice, I should mention so far, is the Demco hitch. So if you've not seen these before, basically you just flip up this little latch right here, and then when you drop the trailer onto the ball, it just flips down and it's locked into place. Demco actually claims that you do not even need to use a safety pin when you're going down the highway. However, I do. They give you the option. I do keep one in there, and we will lock that down when I'm hauling with it. But they say that you don't need to. Just flip it up, drop your trailer on to the ball, it'll snap into place, and they claim that you're good to go. So I haven't tested that out yet. It's easy enough just to throw a clip in there. Very cheap insurance policy, just in case. But yeah, so I suppose we'll probably do another video in the future, maybe about a year or so down the road, after we get some ground established and just see how things wear. But everything's been fantastic so far. Tons of tie down points on this. You've got all the rails here for tie downs and chains. You've got this on the front. It's the same over on the other side. If we come to the back of the trailer here, you've got the same thing. This is about an 18-inch run here, along with the same on the other side. You also have the D-rings, one over here, one up there, and then you come back up to the front and you've got D-rings here too. Nice handy diamond plate step right here for getting on and off. Not that it sits very high off the ground, it doesn't. But nice features to have. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Obviously, liking and subscribe always helps. And we'll catch you on the next one.